Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Mehraz Hussain and my ID is 12008005. The focus of this presentation is clustering in machine learning. This presentation is structured into three main parts. We will begin with what is clustering, followed by the types of clustering, and then we will conclude with an essential clustering algorithm. So at first, what is clustering? Clustering is an unsupervised learning technique that groups similar data points based on their similarities with each other without predefined labels. Let's examine this picture given. For instance, let's consider we have a data set that contains some image of fruits. We don't know their names. We have to classify them based on their similarities. What clustering does here, it will look for similarities such as their shape and structure. And considering these similarities, it will classify these fruits into some clusters or groups, and each cluster or group will contain one type of fruits. Now let's turn our attention to types of clustering. There are two types of clustering: hard clustering and soft clustering. In hard clustering, each point is assigned to exclusively only one cluster, and in soft clustering, data points can be assigned to multiple clusters with varying degrees of membership. Building upon this point, now let's consider types of clustering algorithms. There are many types of clustering algorithms, and we consider here three primary types. These are centroid based clustering, hierarchical clustering, density based clustering. In centroid based clustering, the clustering algorithm partitions data points based on centroid, which is mean. Each point is assigned to the cluster that has the nearest centroid. In hierarchical clustering, the clustering algorithm progressively merges smaller clusters or splits larger clusters into smaller clusters. In density based clustering, the clusters are formed as dense region. Now let's turn our attention to K-means clustering. K-means clustering is an essential clustering algorithm. What do we do here? At first, we decide the number of K or the number of clusters, and then we initialize K centroids randomly based on the number of clusters. Then we assign each data points to the cluster that has the nearest centroid, and then we update the centroids as the mean of all points in each cluster. And finally, we will repeat the assign and update step until there is no change to the centroids or a predefined maximum number of iteration is reached. This picture demonstrates how K-means clustering works. At last, we will talk about elbow method. Elbow method is used to find the optimal value of K. So how elbow method works? For each value of K, for instance, let's consider 1 to 9, we will calculate the value of WCSS, which is within cluster sum of square distance, and then we will plot these results. Along the x-axis we plot the values of K, and along the y-axis the value of WCSS. As depicted in the picture, there is an elbow point created, and at this point the value of K is the optimal value of K, and this is how the optimal value of K is determined by elbow method. In summary, we have explored clustering and K-means clustering. That's all. Thank you for your concentration and your time. That's all. Thank you.